Whoa. Boy, if you heard the things we were just discussing.
And then I told my barber, that's my shoulder.
That's what that was?
Yes, son.
I thought it was your...
And he's
okay.
my dentist, too.
Oh, dentist.
Yeah, why not?
Do 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 do.
I mean, yeah, as Chris did say barber before.
Oh, well
But
then...
now,
No hit run.
Oh.
now I'm shifting it. I'm shifting it to something else. Hey.
Whoa, r/shifting realities. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have a snoo.
I kind of want this peanut butter cup.
R/oddly satisfying this.
Right.
Oh man, the Doom Morph.
me
Oddly
when
satisfying.
me when I ate the Big Arch at McDonald's.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you're not generally supposed to eat those, so I guess that makes
Right.
sense.
Remember the Arch Deluxe?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Doom. This is what happens to me. Do do
I
do
love
do.
that they have these super stylized, cool cutscenes,
Oh,
and then they kind of hang, and then it goes back into the game, and it's like, here's a dinky little message about what you just saw.
did you like that? I like
This one should have been dinkier, though, because no one seems to know how to use this, myself included.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah. Which
I
is
do- I
unfortunate.
I appreciate at least that the goo isn't like if you fall into the goo not in Doom Morph mode, you don't die. You just get stuck. I think I think that's good design.
Oh, man, we've
goo.
beaten City Escape.
Oh, man. So Shadow's ahead of Sonic. He's real fast.
Right. So after he beats Metal Overlord, that is the same time when Sonic is finishing City Escape. So now, right now, he's what? Maybe in Sonic Heroes. Maybe he's
He might be. Yeah.
he's fighting Perfect Chaos.
Illogical speculation.
No, he can't be fighting Perfect
Right.
Chaos.
I think this is Ian addressing, like, every time I go, why is Omega so upset at Eggman? Because it's like, you had him guard Shadow. And what are you doing? And he's like, nah, man.
We do finally get an answer as to what exactly powers Omega, which I think we were asking at some point on this channel.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
there's the
win.
bubbles. How about that?
Doesn't the Heroes
Yeah.
Manual say Omega's a mad because...
Uh,
What?
I don't like him.
that means acknowledging heroes.
Yeah, remember that? You know, we
They
were
just
in that
acknowledge
game
heroes
together.
right now. They just acknowledge heroes right
No.
now.
No, we
Black
don't have
Arms.
to,
I
though.
heard. Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I read the Heroes Manual. Like, I look at the Eggman feminist thing and I go, tee but
Yeah, feed the Black Arms fish. That'll solve everything.
We met the princess. Did you meet the princess? I mean,
He
you
met
didn't in
Elise.
this.
Oh,
You didn't meet her
met
in
Elise
this
before Sonic.
timeline. No, I don't know that.
we know Silver at some point meets Elise because they go figure skating
Oh, yeah.
together.
Wait, did they? I thought that was Here, she's like, "Oh, I don't care that you're alien," even though I was shocked that you're an alien. Haha. I
I
think.
like the way his spines go swoosh, too.
See, she
Well, he
used the word
blushed.
"cool." They have to. Have you seen Abe? He's like my little brother. I hope he doesn't tell everyone about you and the Faustian deal that my grandfather made. And
The Faustian deal.
hey,
He's so smart. Look at him.
right, I can tell because you are half an inch taller. He's thinking about lore.
Yeah, because we
Isn't
know.
it
Yeah,
crazy
because
that Gerald has the pre-order boots from Frontiers?
He's like, "Oh,
a dual chaos control can do interesting things.
right, I have two children. Oh,
Yeah, I fuck. What about a shadow?
we don't.
We
Why
don't
are you
talk
asking?
much.
It's like we don't
Yeah,
talk much.
there is the thing that because the journal reveals that the chaos control is specifically because of from Black Doom, and because since we know in Shadow that Black Doom like has this power to like teleport himself and other people, so it's like that's Shadow's kind of innate like chaos control, chaos snap powers like that's from Black Doom.
Yeah,
So,
but then
like,
Sonic
thanks,
can
Black
do it.
Doom.
Because Sonic's the real ultimate life form.
Let's
Right.
go.
He evolved the gland.
Speaking of the pre-order boots from Sonic
Chaos
Frontiers,
Island, can't escape it.
That's right.
Feels like you should be able to go to the right over there
yeah.
a little bit.
Oh.
Although when you think about it, it is weird to have like the two levels with the big Forces Death Egg robots right next to each other.
Damn, Chris is
Right,
gaming.
so this is like Frontiers time period, Chaos Island.
Yeah, because everything's awake
Yep.
and going.
True.
True.
So that's why the Space Colony Arc Act 2 must be the same time as Act 1, and Act 1 was during Generations, which means that if the moon is shown being solid, that the moon must be solid in the game.
But then he was sucked up by the time eater just to get sent back to the present time there.
Just not to worry about it.
Masterful gambit.
Do you think they're ever gonna try to do some kind of thing of Shadow goes to Chaos Island at some point to
Can you
retroactively?
stand on that thing over there?
I think it'll be in the IDW comics.
What will?
Because
Shadow
I
going
think
to
because
Frontiers.
that feels like something Ian would do, of just have Shadow like go to Chaos Island at some point to kind of make this quote unquote like pay off in some way. But I don't see like a
Yeah.
game going out of their way to have Shadow go to Chaos Island just like for like gameplay reasons.
Oh, maybe
DLC.
Right.
They'll release
'Cause
some
at some
Shadow
point-
DLC for Frontiers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
coming. I mean, at some point, the comics are going to have to acknowledge Frontiers more than
one day.
I don't think they have at all.
Maybe
right?
No, before issue 100?
They've never touched it yet. So that's why I'm like, I still don't know like how they're going to do that exactly.
Right. So it's like, well, maybe Shadow goes to Chaos Island, and then since the comics are technically canon or whatever, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't know when else they would do it, but it feels like since Ian, has his hand in both of those pies, right?
Well, yeah, since he wrote Frontiers, he wrote this, he's writing IDW, like,
So he would be like, yeah, let's make it happen.
it should be all cohesive already, and the fact that it isn't, it's like, well, why isn't it? And if it isn't, maybe it's because they just don't
Because
want
they
the
want you to be
comics
angry,
really-
David.
Yeah, I think the answer is because it's a whole thing of like when you have like these like if IDW is supposed to be canon, there's kind of this problem of like sharing like certain ideas. Like I don't want to do this idea in IDW because then that means we can't do it in a game. So we're like we can only do like these certain things, or it's like maybe they haven't decided if they want to do like actual Frontiers or maybe do an IDW version of Frontiers of just like not literally the exact same events, but like slightly different. It's like maybe they still haven't figured out exactly what they want to do with that, so they're just kind of wasting time until.
The weird part is that IDW references like and starts from Forces, so it's like, why won't you continue to reference as you go forward?
Yeah, like either just do a Frontiers miniseries that adapts the game, or stop pretending like it matters.
David, it's canon. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the lore team.
Oh yeah, the lore team. Yeah, them.
Just
Well,
like
no,
Prime.
for me, it's,
Prime exists.
Because Prime is very.
Don't mention Prime to me. That's harassment.
Although I feel like if you mention Prime to the lore team, they probably also go, please don't mention Prime.
Tails Tube.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
This is a flirting versus harassment situation. Okay.
But also, Prime sells a lot of toys. It's like
No.
like so
Not any
Sega
good
them.
ones.
Well, yeah.
It's me buying them to burn them. I'm like Mario the plumber with the Rosalina amiibo. Just different. I was gonna say, not to be like, because I know we mentioned the Knuckles prologue, not to be like that shouldn't exist because I like that. But I'm like, man, the IDW comic that's apparently tied into the games, that would have been a cool place to explore what Knuckles was getting into before he got swarped up, right?
Right. Yeah, you could still expand
Like I feel
on it
like
a
they
little
could
bit.
set up these situations where it's like, oh, the comic's saying what's going on with this weird, unimportant plot point, but still it's kind of good to know how it happened. Style
It's like
stuff, right?
it is funny that the most we've ever gotten about that was that lost that free comic book Lost World prologue thing. Like that was the most they've
Right.
ever actually done with that. And then starting with Forces, and then you had with Frontiers and Superstars, those kind of like prequel comics were just relegated to the social media. So
Yeah.
because I think they were like, it's not really. I think they figured that it's not worth it to do something for that, which for something that they believe is inconsequential. So
Right.
they're like, it's not like they don't want to bother anymore.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
I mean,
Sonic Prime.
I mean, I feel like it makes sense to it makes sense in a case of, oh, we don't want to use up too many resources for something that we don't think we'll get like that much money out of, and it's like, yeah, it's hard to imagine like a Sonic, like a Sonic Frontier, like a Sonic Frontiers or a Shadow Generations one-shot comic that's like as substantive as that Lost World one. I don't see it doing that well.
But I mean, that's why you don't make it a one-shot. You make it a 4-issue miniseries that adapts to the whole game. That's what you do. That's what you do with the Frontiers one. And then the trade paperback includes the prologue that was on digital only, because that is still technically an IDW book. You release that, it's in physical. The trade has instant value if somebody wants a physical version of that digital comic. The Shadow Generations, I mean, maybe you can make that a 4-issue thing. Maybe it's better as a one-shot, but you could still do something with it. Like, do if you're going,
David,
yeah,
Sonic is on screen. Show some respect.
Oh right.
Why are we in
that's where I'm
Sidious?
supposed to be standing.
Why is this? Yeah, why am I stuck in a 2D plane now?
I don't understand.
I found you, Shadow.
Oh God.
But I agree. At some point, they're gonna have to be like, we should probably route people over to the comics more.
Well,
You have something
right. Like, they can both coexist, and the game shouldn't be like, please read the comics to understand this.
I have a date with
But
Yeah, but you know, with Knuckles, it was like, oh, that kind of situation, right? It's like, oh, Knuckles is here for some reason, but you don't really need to know.
whoa. Okay, I guess we'll run into this for
Run
some
to a hole.
reason.
Well,
Yeah,
Sonic Adventure 2 remake. I'm just saying.
I
Whoa,
still want it.
One Piece.
I still wish we could have actually had this as a boss fight.
No, this is better than the boss fight. Look how cool this
What?
is.
But I want to play this.
Right, but then they'd have to
Christopher.
they'd have to completely restructure the boss fight for it to be cool.
Good. Yeah.
Because look at how cool
It'd
it
be
is.
good.
Look at all these jumps and bounces and spins.
You want them to write a full comic book, but you want them to make a good boss fight. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make,
Yeah, we
make
want
a
both.
comic and a good boss fight. That is what I said. I don't understand.
Well, this section needs something because it's like it's Two Zones boss, but in here it's Chaos Island boss, right? It's
Yeah.
like, what if there is a little thing with Sonic? What if they kissed? What if
Right.
they
No,
cuddled?
You could have done a Space Gadget from Shadow, the level where you
Yeah.
race Sonic.
Could have compared letterboxd reviews.
Right.
I finally
Rouge is like, oh, yeah.
Sonic defeated
Did you just
How
fuck
are we
everything
breathing
up?
in space again?
a fine
I couldn't grab the two purple orbs.
Why is Rouge acting like this is a bad thing? She knows they need the emeralds.
Yeah, but like she also knows that Shadow needs it to chaos control.
She's more likely to get her hands on the emerald if Shadow has it than Sonic.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. She's like, I can just borrow that from you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but also Rouge doesn't know what Shadow's doing right, and she has no idea that he's like fighting Black Doom or anything.
E123 Omegas in communication with Rouge the Bat.
Oh, all right, fair.
Someone hasn't been reading the white space text.
I can't. Right, but also that means that Shadow purposefully lost and threw the fake one out, which
You'd like?
I'm going to be jumping back and forth between both white spaces. I hope you don't think about this too hard. Have you been
I'll say
collecting
it.
those bolts?
I know we don't want classic Sonic shoved into everything, and I agree with that opinion. But also, a classic Sonic and Shadow team up would have been kind of funny.
Yeah.
He is your equal. Does not
What if
compute.
they hung out here?
Right. He possesses a unique energy core. We won't talk about what it is though.
It's a unique
he
crystal
just
matrix.
somehow moving
Oh, I guess we are
charges
talking
it.
about it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, because there
Whoa.
is the question about like, oh, like
Yeah.
oh here it is.
Yeah, remember that time? I think we were there.
It was quite an adventure.
Yeah.
David, is that compatible with BBFA
Look, Big the Cat.
3? David.
It's a true story.
Oh, okay.
I used to have it too. It was my lucky charm. Then
Oh, David.
yeah.
People have probably asked in the last few parts, which generation script is canon for the Sonic side?
Oh god, you're right. That's an issue.
Did classic
guess-
Sonic eat Angel Island or not? I need to
he ate
know.
it. No. I
So
feel
hungry.
well. Okay, since it's dealing with time travel, I guess you could say hypothetically both. I like your little spin. Just like, hold on, let me awkwardly rotate.
With that blue hedgehog.
My condition can't be treated yet. Maybe that blue hedgehog would have the answer to my NIDS. What do you think?
Like, can they just see over there? Like, is it next door? Like,
I don't know. That's what I'm.
why don't they just go talk to the characters over there?
I
then?
like being in space.
Oh, well, time anomaly, I guess.
That is really screwed up. Being like, oh, where she's like, she's like, oh, some days I can't see, and it's
right.
like, oh
That's,
man,
that's kind of heavy.
That's screwed up. Yeah.
Whatever will be, will be. Oh.
Oh, you know a time
wait-
traveler?
wait
He
a minute.
screws up events. Well, I
I'm
can't
not-
account for his.
I'm not gonna speak for him, but maybe don't tell him anything either. God. Wait, but if he's from the future, then don't have him tell you anything. Oh God.
And also, what's he doing here?
Right, what's Silver doing right now?
That's right. That's why we need Silver Generations,
We
which
do.
will, of course, cover what's going on with Mephiles. Because if Black Doom is the main,
Oh.
yeah,
Silver's
I've pieced it together.
right.
Silver is dealing with Mephiles, and that's why Mephiles is already in his crystalline form when he's released from the scepter here, because Silver was dealing with another Mephiles.
Right. I think it'd be cool because if he's like, oh, I need to live, like, I feel like in another time and place, the main boss of this would have been Mephiles because he's the time guy, and like he would take advantage of the time eater. But
Yeah.
clearly that isn't what happened. It's all about Black Doom because Black Doom has a more emotional connection to Shadow.
True.
But here, like, Silver Mephiles are introduced at the same time. It makes sense. And because this would be a Silver from a future where Mephiles and Iblis like aren't things, he can be tricked again because nobody would know. And then you could have Blaze be like, no, Silver, I need to tell you something. And then maybe she would admit that she knew and she knows, but she thought that time would never be again. And
There was. I mean, there is the original plot of the Shadowfall comic was originally a team up between Black Doom and Mephiles. So maybe that might have been
God.
like and at least a concept of like maybe Ian brushed that concept off to like actually make like that for the story of this game, but then he decided, but then maybe like higher ups at Sega are like, no, we just want to simplify it and just be Black Doom, and so they relegated Mephiles to just the boss fight.
well, when they make Silver
You gotta save him
Generations,
for his own game.
right? When we make Silver Generations, they can have a cutscene where Black Doom and Mephiles talk. Maybe they have an argument. Maybe Wiseman's brought up, and then Classic and Modern Eggman show up, and they're like, "What are you doing? We're flying the time eater around."
And then we can get REM.
We're flying the time eater
I'm just
around.
flying it around. I'm having a grand old time. Why are you here?
Miles per gallon's amazing. I'm circumcised.
Is that my grandfather over there? I'll deal with it later. Ooh.
I guess that is a legitimate Mephiles question, because this Mephiles would be implied to be one that's already lived through 06 and got sealed back in, right?
Right, because he wants to
And
exist.
then left in the dusty desert.
Well, because since Crisis City came, like the all this stuff, like a Crisis City came back, and that was a Crisis City from the 06 timeline. So yeah, it would make sense that the Mephiles Mephiles from the 06 events would still be able to come back.
I guess I'm just curious, like, what the specifics though, because he comes in the crystal shadow form, which happens during the game, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the answer
This-
is. I feel like
That's
the
how he
answer
looks
is
at the
don't.
end.
I think the answer is don't
I'm
think
asking
about
a
it.
question.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish the sentence. Does he get sealed back into the scepter during 06 and released again?
No.
Oh.
They try to during
Yeah.
the boss fight, and then he's like, the eye of the past absolved the shadow of your future. What happened then no longer does, and then he breaks out.
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
like, it don't work no more. But
Yeah, we need a remake.
But
I'll
it
say
does. But apparently it's working now. Because he, I guess, right.
So
This is from the
he escapes
timeline
it.
where Shadow succeeds.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, a Metal Sonic and Metal Overlord, he remembers heroes, I don't think that's supposed to be literally the Metal Overlord right at that exact time. So
No, because
that's
Supersonic
also,
should
like,
be fighting it.
Yeah,
I'm-
I think it's a lot of like Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man No Way Home like rules of like, oh, like these are like the villains that like they get brought back right like before like they right before they die, they get sucked into the timeline. So it's like they remember everything that happened, but they're alive. So
For all this time I thought about Mephiles, I never once thought about Metal Overlord situation. I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, I'm just like, it's Metal Overlord because he only exists for like 10 minutes anyway.
So that means it has to happen.
unless IDW is canon, and that's Master Overlord actually.
No.
Ooh. Okay.
That's one way to could fall down.
Speedrun strats.
Oh, strat.
Yeah.
Speed strat. Hey, is that a speed strat?
I should
Hey,
check
we
out.
noticed you haven't had a speed strat for Shadow Generations, so we're back on the official channels with a speed
It raises a
strat.
question about all the bosses you fight. Like, Perfect Chaos was defeated by Supersonic. Where is Supersonic when Sonic goes back in time and fights him in his regular form?
All right. People like to argue, oh, that means that Sonic is stronger now than he was then, so he can defeat him without being super. And it's like, maybe. I don't.
Oh no, but I mean, like,
Maybe he never needed to be super in the
if
first
he's
place.
going back in time to fight Perfect Chaos, then he should also see himself in a super form also there trying to fight. Like, it doesn't
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not proper time travel.
correct. Yeah, it's all weird. So maybe that because it's not proper time travel, maybe that's why Mephiles is sealed in that thing. I don't know. None of it really makes sense.
I guess also if it's time travel, then there's like, you know, a million different realities, right? So that's just the timeline where Sonic wasn't there originally in that timeline? Question mark?
Yeah, again, I don't think it's supposed to be literally, these are the exact events from those past that we're experiencing. It's kind of like a mishmash of like, oh, is this person kind of from around this period of time brought to this kind of empty space where time doesn't exist. So it's like, yeah, it's a version of
makes more
Mephiles
sense.
that experienced all. It's not literally like Mephiles from that exact point in 06. It's Mephiles like basically after he's been defeated, but he's come back through power of space time. Again, it's pretty much the exact same thing from Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, oh, like Goblin and Electro and everyone, they come back basically right before they die, so they remember everything. But
I need Ian to explain quantum physics to me. Stat. Get in the comments and
Are you going to
put
the
that PhD
boss gate before you should?
Oops.
Yeah, you are.
whoops.
Chris.
well, you see,
No.
it turns out I missed the key somehow.
You did miss a key.
Kind of like the developers. I needed this to last longer.
Oh, that's you being upset. You missed the key.
That's me being like, how the fuck did I not grab one of the keys?
there it is.
Oh, that's funny.
And not only that, it was one of the first keys because I was like, how do you progress in this game without getting every key along the way? And I guess you can?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
had 4 at first, and you only need 3 for the first 2 bosses.
Yeah, so you can
Which
like.
I did not even think about. I just thought it was 3 each because I didn't pay attention.
Well, now here you
Well, you know,
are.
So this is
I
me.
didn't even pay attention, so you know what? Good
Yeah.
on
And there's
you.
the key. You already did them. You just didn't grab the key.
I just forgot to grab them. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Hey, well, you know, it's just like time travel
now-
in Shadow or something.
Now I can go in this way.
Oh, right. You can just sneak in. Oh, are you
Never
going to get
know.
that? No, never mind.
Get the. Oh
What? Was there something back there?
no, there wasn't.
There's a chaos sphere thing.
I was curious. I looked up on speedrun.com currently what the highest time right now is about an hour 13 minutes.
What?
The
You
speed
cut
run
out
for
this
Shadow.
on Discord.
The speedrun.com on Shadow Generations currently is an hour and 13 minutes.
Cut out
Okay,
again.
you cut out again. The audience knows what you're saying.
Yeah.
The audience does know.
We have to find out later. DLC.
An hour and 13 minutes is what the speed
Wow.
run for Shadow Generations is.
Oh,
That's
like
how long I've been alive.
No. Skip
How
this.
do you
We
know
already
it's a
talked
seal?
about it.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't need this.
right. It's the rare time where we already.
I need to see Black Mask Akechi again.
Hello? Hello?
Where's Yuki?
Hello?
We can finally see what those guys are supposed to look like.
I'll just throw these. Okay. And he's like,
Hello.
oh,
Here he is.
he's gonna do the thing.
Who's
It's
that?
the beam that killed Sonic.
Who is that?
I think that's Silver.
Like, Mephiles, if you killed Shadow, do you accomplish anything at this point?
Personal grudge? Because this assumes that this is when Shadow sealed him, right? So at this point, it's just like, I want you dead?
Oh, you're playing Mephiles hard.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Are you using a speed strat?
I talked to you guys, and none of you guys did the hard mode, so I was like, I should probably put it in ELP then.
He's so funny.
Me as I'm getting the fuck beat out of me. It's time for a pun.
Right, no,
Wow.
I totally think... Right, like, Silver Story could begin after the boss fight, because he's like, I want to work.
I want to work.
I want to work. But yeah, I mean, if Mephiles had played his cards right, he could have been like, hey, I'm from your future and we're friends.
Well, because I like that he doesn't really, because he just assumes that Shadow remembers him, and then now is like in the middle of the fight is when he realizes, oh, Shadow doesn't know who I am.
All right, so
Yeah.
then in Silver Generations he'll know better and be like, oh, Silver doesn't know who I am either, right? I'll play it close to the chest. It'll be good. I'm Dan Green.
Not
Dan
anymore.
Green comes
Not
back for
anymore.
Silver
Not
Generations?
or it could be like, this is this is actually a fake Mephiles, and then Dan Green comes back to play the real Mephiles in Silver Generations. Because there is, even in 06, there's technically multiple Mephileses. Because the whole thing, like, he kind of
true.
splits him up into multiple. He splits himself up into multiple, like, beings to kind of deal. Like, one is, like, while he's dealing with Shadow, one deals with Silver.
I do that sometimes
Damn,
too.
Chris, you were fucking
Right.
him up.
Yeah, I don't like him.
You're hitting him in, like, his taint.
Well, yeah. I don't really regret it either.
disappointed that
person
you're
who's
beating me.
the person who's control of time is weak to chaos control, but the robot isn't.
Well, you see, Mephiles doesn't
Right.
have the chaos control organ.
All right, but
True.
also BioLizard, you can chaos control around him and he's frozen. He has the organ. Why doesn't he also
Does he?
react?
Well, no. BioLizard was done before the Black Doom deal, so
Yeah,
but then he can use he uses chaos control in SA2. That's
Oh,
right.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Ian!
Ian.
Ian?
What the hell? He doesn't know that it can warp, and now he doesn't know about the BioLizard's organ when designing the boss fight?
Doesn't
Right,
he?
because he does-
He warps at literally at the beginning of the boss fight, though.
The
Yeah.
more I speak, the more I don't like.
He warps every time he
Sonic.
homing attacks in this game.
No. The BioLizard
Die.
warps into its own
Yeah.
fight in this game.
Yeah. Shadow uses he's not using chaos. He's using chaos snap to whenever he's homing attacking.
It's the same.
I have a hot take about what just happened.
Okay.
I think Shadow should take that and then
Shove-
become Sir Lancelot
shove it up
and
his
hit
ass.
people with it.
That's what I was
I mean, that's-
thinking.
But could happen too, I guess. Not where my mind went, but I can see how you got there. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have got there shortly after
Does
either.
this
Don't
have
get
a
me wrong.
flared base?
Flared for my pleasure.
If it's
I'll
not-
have to tell the professor.
If it doesn't have
Ah,
a flared
yes, I'm
base,
quite
it's
familiar.
not safe to use.
I explored those when making my two sons.
What?
The Scepter of Darkness. And then I told her, that's the... Oh, hi, Shadow.
Right, it's like, we'll have to talk about this later, Shadow.
Hello,
Maria-
it's me again.
All right. Now, I did see a couple people go,
Shadow will never serve you.
oh,
He's nothing like
he's nothing like you. He has two eyes. Well, maybe one eye. I don't...
That's what a couple of people said?
No, I just got distracted because I'm like, this is a
Oh.
cutscene. Oh.
Ooh, sick burn.
Oh. He's like, will you? Hey. Oh, he's just laughing. I like how he doesn't have a mouth, but he still moves his mouth.
I can't handle open loops. David, what did a couple of people say?
Okay, so I saw a couple of people say like, "Oh, I wish that this story had like, why isn't Shadow offered a choice? Like, why doesn't Black Doom go, hey, if you help me, I'll make sure Gerald and Maria survive." But like, that doesn't really work if Shadow's like, I've dealt with Black Doom before, because if Black Doom's like, oh, let me offer you something, Shadow'll be like,
No.
we've gone through this. We've already gone through this.
He even says, I defeated you once before, I can do it again. Like, he's... Like, why would he negotiate with Black Doom?
Right. Like
That goes against Maria's wish to protect humanity.
Oh.
Nope.
Twitter
Look what Maria's
troglodytes.
doing.
Take the pin out.
The music.
Do you know why I named you Shadow?
Oh.
Because without light, there's only darkness.
What?
Shadow will show you where to find the light. Do you understand?
It's very anime, but I think I follow.
I want you to be
Right.
dark.
Oh man.
I want you to be happy.
Black Doom's just like, damn, bitch spin.
He's like, oh no. Because Shadow was
Oh, the devil
Hold on,
and the
I gotta
angel. It's like she's the angel, and now he's about to fight the
Oh,
devil.
I get it.
Get it?
right. See, because
Whoa,
Shadow.
wonder what happens next.
Oh yeah, we'll
You
get
get
back
it? Her
to
name
it.
is Maria, just like Mary.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
Ave Maria.
I'm gonna have to read the Bible.
Ave Maria.
Maria Carey.